Picture this. Your internet goes down. You're desperate. You check your Wi-Fi list and see it. Your neighbor's network. It's wide open. No password. You think, they won't mind. I'm just checking an email. Or maybe you cracked their weak password because you just had to stream that movie. Depending on where you live, that could be a federal crime. And even if you don't get arrested, what happens on that network can follow you home. Let me explain. Look, we've all been there. Most people think using open Wi-Fi is fine because, hey, if they didn't want me to use it, they would have put a password on it. Legally, that defense often fails. In many jurisdictions, this is classified as theft of service or unauthorized access to a computer network. In many countries, prosecutors have used the Computer Fraud and Abuse Act, CFAA, to charge people for accessing networks they weren't authorized to use. It also falls under the Computer Misuse Act 1990. There was a famous case in Florida where a man was arrested and charged with a third-degree felony just for sitting in a car outside a house and using the homeowner's Wi-Fi. Think about that. A felony. That means a criminal record, thousands of dollars in fines, and potential jail time, just because you didn't want to pay for your own data plan. The law treats it less like borrowing sugar and more like breaking into someone's living room because they left the front door unlocked. That was just the shallow part. Let's tackle the digital fingerprint danger. Let's say you don't get caught by the neighbor. There is a darker risk. When you connect to someone else's network, your internet traffic is mixed with theirs. Now, imagine your neighbor isn't a nice old lady, but someone involved in serious cybercrime, downloading illegal images, buying drugs on the dark web, or hacking corporations. If the police raid that house, they are seizing the router. And if your device's MAC address, your device's unique digital ID, is found in the router's logs, guess who is a suspect in a major criminal investigation? It is you! Suddenly you have to prove that you were just checking Facebook while the neighbor was doing the illegal stuff. You will be very lucky to get out free, especially if you used it frequently. That is a legal nightmare you do not want to be involved in. Here is the common, most vulnerable situation most of us get in. Think about the public Wi-Fi mostly found at the airports, hotels, and cafes, hospitals, train stations, and many more public places. This is where the man-in-the-middle attack happens. Hackers often set up fake Wi-Fi hotspots with names that look legitimate. You see Starbucks free Wi-Fi and connect. But actually, you've connected to a hacker's laptop sitting 3 tables away. This is called an evil twin attack. Once you connect, they can see everything. They can intercept your passwords, your credit card numbers, and your emails in real time. Even on legitimate public networks, if the connection isn't encrypted, a hacker on the same network can use packet-sniffing software to pluck your data right out of the air. In cybersecurity language, it is called honeypot. Yeah, ignore honeypot. Not that kind of honeypot. I'm talking about a digital trap. You're logging into your bank account. They're logging into your bank account. Just a refresh, and boom, critical data is stolen and your account is wiped clean. It happens in seconds. Let's talk about malware injection. When you are on someone else's network, you are also vulnerable to malware being pushed directly to your device. If file sharing is enabled, and on most devices it is by default, a bad actor on the same network can plant infected files on your computer without you clicking a single thing. We're talking keyloggers that record every keystroke, ransomware that locks your files and demands payment, spyware that runs silently in the background, sending your data somewhere you'll never find. And the worst part? You probably won't notice until the damage is already done. Weeks or months later when your accounts start getting compromised or your files are suddenly encrypted. If someone is using your Wi-Fi and does something that violates your ISP's terms of service, downloading pirated content, torrenting, sending spam, your account gets flagged. Not theirs, yours. Your internet provider doesn't see who's on your network, they just see your account. After enough violations, they can throttle your speed, suspend your service, or terminate your account entirely. And good luck explaining that it was your neighbor. Most ISPs don't care. The activity came from your connection, so it's your problem. So whether you are the one borrowing Wi-Fi or the one sharing it, the risks are way bigger than most people realize. Now that you know the dangers of free Wi-Fi, does this mean you cannot use free Wi-Fi again? Definitely no. You can still use public Wi-Fi, but keep yourself safer by using these methods. Number 1, never use a neighbor's Wi-Fi without explicit permission. It's not worth the legal risk. Number 2, use a VPN, virtual private network. If you must use public Wi-Fi, a VPN encrypts your data so hackers can't read it, even if they intercept it. Number 3, turn off auto connect. Don't let your phone jump onto any open network it sees. So whether you are the one borrowing Wi-Fi or the one sharing it, the risks are way bigger than most people realize. Secure your network with a strong password. And stop connecting to networks you don't control. And the most important one on the list, stick to mobile data. If you are doing banking or sensitive work, turn off the Wi-Fi and use your 4G or 5G. It is significantly harder to hack. Free internet is tempting, but your freedom and your identity are worth a lot more than a monthly internet bill. Don't risk a criminal record for a few minutes of YouTube. And if you missed our last video on 6 habits that are destroying your computer without you even knowing, check it out right here. Hit that like button so more people can avoid this trap, and subscribe for more tech safety tips that keep you out of trouble. Stay safe, stay legal, and I'll see you in the next one.